Rocket Coaches Corner, brought to you by Rose Hill General and Cosmetic Dentistry. We're starting our winter sport previews this week. I'm sitting here with the head boys basketball coach, Josh Shirley. Coach, thanks for joining us. Next week we'll have Coach Welch, the girls basketball coach, on with Kobe Campbell, and then 2 weeks we'll have the head wrestling coach, Darren Eshelman, with Brian Firebaugh. But we'll kick off with boys basketball this week. And Coach, practice so far has been going well. What are some things you're seeing that has you excited for the season?
Our guys know how to play. That's the biggest thing we've noticed. We haven't had to spend a lot of time teaching maybe some of our culture items as far as what we expect when you step on the practice floor. Our seniors have now been with us 4 years, the whole length of our program. They know what we expect. They know how to play the right way. We've got guys taking charges in practices, diving on the floor for loose balls, and overall just really getting after it, which has been kind of a struggle in the past, and this has been growing ever since we took the job here. The biggest thing is we haven't had a bad day. I mean, we've had some better days than usual. We've had some better days than all of them, but we haven't had a bad day, which is big because usually it would be, hey, we had a great day, then we had a bad day. This year there's been no bad days, and I attribute that to our 5 seniors, 3 of which return a lot of experience, a 4th who got some experience, and a 5th senior who's looking to get his feet wet this year in some varsity action. So that's helped a lot.
Last year, you won 10 games for the first time since, I think it's in 7 or 8 years, right? And how do you carry that momentum over to this year? Because it was such a step forward for the program considering the way it's been for the last 4 or 5 years previous to that.
The biggest thing is I feel like, it was a good thing we won 10 games. But a lot of our guys really weren't satisfied. They weren't satisfied because they felt like we should have won 12 or 13. Felt like there were 2 or 3 that got away from us a little bit. Going back to, Halstead, first game against Haven, we ended up getting beaten on the wrong side of that bracket, and I know that left a bad taste in our mouth. Haven's a great team, but you want to win that first Halstead game, which we haven't done yet. But I really feel like the summer helped a lot. We really pushed our guys quite a bit. There's several games where we didn't go play 2 or 3A competition, but this year we played 5 or 6A competition in the summer. We went out to campus, and campus got a great squad, and we played and went toe-to-toe with the campus all summer. We went to K-State team camp, and instead of playing in a 3A, 4A division, we're playing Blue Valley schools. We're playing Missouri schools who have a couple thousand people. Webb City is one of them, a couple thousand people. And I think that just proved to our guys that they are capable of playing with anybody. Now we have to play well. We're not just going to roll the ball out and beat somebody. But I think that really helped our momentum, and our guys have just really started to understand that we can play with anybody if we play well.
You talk about those guys, and Kobe Campbell, Dalton Rapp, Connor Barron, those guys have been with you, and they played varsity minutes for 2 or 3 years. Who are some guys that maybe have kind of flown underneath the radar a little bit that will help you guys out at some point this year? And
even with one of those guys you mentioned, that's where I want to start, is Connor Barron. A lot of people don't see him as playing the crucial role he played, and a lot of people don't know he played, the first half of our season on a broken foot last year.
Right.
I think the first day he was actually cleared was the day we played Augusta. And he was actually one of 2 guys last year who played all 21 of our games, just kind of an injury-riddled season that, knock on wood, doesn't happen this year. But he's a guy that I don't think gets the credit maybe he deserves as far as how much he brings to our table. Some other people that have been impressive is sophomore Spencer Nolan has been really good. He worked tirelessly on his shot this summer. He's shooting it a lot better. He's understanding the flow of the game. He gets us into our offense. He allows Kobe to do some things that we couldn't do in the past because he had to be our main ball handler, primary ball handler. And Spencer being able to move him off the ball some has helped us a lot. Been impressed with Trent Barnhart, Jr. in practice, who played big minutes for us in JV, but this year has kind of found his role, found his niche. He's defending really well, which is something in our program that if you want to play, you're going to defend. And we feel like Trent's really bought into defending really well, which has been great for us. Senior Brian Firebaugh has done some great things in practice as well. We've been really impressed with the maturation that he had. He was primary scorer for JV last year. This year he's kind of come into his own and finding his spots. The guy can shoot the ball real well, knockdown shooter, and he's really started to come into his own. So those guys, I think we got 8, 9 guys that can step in and give some valuable minutes to help kind of lessen the load on a guy like Dalton Rapper, coach.
Sure. So maybe there's some more depth there that maybe hasn't been there in the past where, knock on wood, you said if there's an injury, that maybe there's somebody can step in there and get the same quality minutes as somebody that gets hurt. Exactly,
and that's what we've been, during practice, we've been very pleasantly surprised with Brandon Koningsman, who's really come in and battled every day and has shown that he has an understanding of our offense. He's defended well. I think in our scrimmage, he's statted as one of our best rebounders at 6 rebounds, 6 boards, which is really good for an undersized post player. And so we've got guys that we feel like can step on the floor and maybe not be a star, but they know their roles, they know how to contribute, and they're willing to contribute. So that's been really nice to see.
Have you ever had the need for teeth whitening? Rose Hill General and Cosmetic Dentistry is the place to go. Chip to tooth, they can take care of it. They have been in the Wichita community for over 40 years. Dr. Troilo has 39 years of experience in dentistry. Amazing, caring, helpful, and communicative, says one valued customer. Very nice people and good at what they do. Been coming here since I was in school. The office hours include Monday at 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Tuesday 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Wednesday 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and Friday 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I never want to ask a coach, this many wins is a good year, or getting to this part in the postseason is a good season. So in your mind, what quantifies as a good year for your program?
The biggest thing is we need to be competitive, and that's every day in practice. That's not just playing games. We need to be competitive. We need to play the right way, which we've done so far. And we always say, if you do the work outside the bright lights when the crowd is there and people are watching, good things are going to happen when that starts to happen. If we focus on winning and losing, we can lose sight of where our season truly can go, because you focus on those things. Several of those things are out of your control. I mean, a team hits a bank 3 at the buzzer and beats you by 1. That's out of your control. But how do we play? Yeah. So in wins, we're going to look at how we played. In losses, we're going to look at how we played, what type of defense we're playing, how we're guarding, and what type of men we're becoming, which is something big in our program. Is we want to raise them not to just be, we want them not to just be basketball players, but we want to help them grow up as men, graduate, get good jobs, be good fathers, and productive members of society. So sometimes you can't even tell success of a season until 4 years, 5 years down the line. Right. So successful season, like I said, if we do all the things in practice behind closed doors, game nights, it's gonna work out for us. That's just kind of our philosophy, that control our controllables.
Opening night is always so variable because you never know who's coming back, or maybe there's a transfer you don't know about, or incoming freshman. So what, as detailed as you can be, what do you know about Circle this Friday?
Circle, they returned some starters, so that'll be a challenge for us because they've got some guys, and we returned some starters as well. It is a difficult scout. I've got a couple games, to look at, and some things that happened last year, but last year's last year. It's a very challenging thing, that first game, and I told our guys it's more about us that first night than it is about them. And we've just got to remember that. And I've got the utmost respect for Coach Arena, who has been there for a long time, has done great things in Circle. But if we play the right way, if we defend like we need to defend, if we try to get stops and string together stops, and it won't matter what they do as much as what we do. And that's what we really want to go into this first game focusing on, is what we do matters, because you never know with that first game. Like I said, it could be a transfer from somewhere that we don't know about.
Yeah.
So we just got to focus on us here, and we're going to be hit with a lot of games here. We've got 7 games before Christmas, which is quite a bit.
That's
so
we
got to really focus on learning on the fly, and really just focusing on what we do what we do well.
Coach, I appreciate your time very much. Good luck to you tomorrow night. This has been the Rocket Coaches Corner, brought to you by Rose Hill General and Cosmetic Dentistry. Remember, next week, Kobe Campbell sits down with head girls basketball coach Greg Welch. We'll see you then.